Here's Fantine. This is a 2004 born Oldenburg mare by Fascination. Fascination is by Furiosa Wide, primarily known along the jumping lines. The Furiosa line is one of the preeminent jumping lines in the world today. And of course, Furiosa is wide by the famous French thoroughbred stallion Furioso. He is one of the 4 leading sires in the history of sport by his progeny. You will notice that Fascination's dam is by Admiral, going back to Alsace, the Chicaner stallion that was used for refinement and movement in both the Oldenburg and Hanoverian registries, as well as in the Chicaners. You'll notice the dam climb is also Jockey Club breeding, going back to Dr. Fager and Delta Flag, both of whom are Great Stakes winners. So this is Fantine, a 2004 born Oldenburg mare. I was talking to Dr. Fish earlier today about the consistency of the numbers in the registration processes, which seem to be very consistent. Even though we have an economy that's up and down at this point in time, one must bear in mind that if you're breeding horses, you've got to be thinking 4 years down the road at all times. We will have a change in administration one way or the other, thank God, in November. Well, the change will take place in February. We'll know who the new leader is at that point in time. And as we strengthen the dollar and the economy rights itself, the demand for horses will come back into play. And if you wish to have horses in the pipeline for that period of time, you've got to be breeding and thinking about your breedings right now, so that when the economy has solidified and turned around, you have horses that are ready to go under saddle and ready to go into the horse show public. And that's really what you need to be thinking of. You can't think of what's going on right this minute. You're too close to the fire. You've got to take a step back and look at the overall scope of what's going on.
This is Fantine, mare, as you already heard, by Fascination, and this gives us a little connection back to history in this area. Fascination was one of the stallions who went to our first 100-day stallion testing, which was ever held in the United States in 1986 in Culpeper. And Chestnut Lawn Farm was sort of a second home at that time, so we visited quite often here. So we now see the outcome of this stallions back here and elsewhere. The scores for Fantine for quality of conformation: head 7, neck 6, shoulder and saddle position 7, frame and top line 7, forelegs 7, hind legs 7. So it's a pretty nice and harmonic build mare. All the parts fall well together. The only slight weakness is the neck. The neck could be a little more muscled, a little longer and more slopey in the top line, but that's really it. So she makes 41 points for quality of conformation. She's a very nice broodmare type, very feminine. It's a 7.5 for a breeding mare type. Walking hand was very good. She had a very good dynamic movement from behind through her whole body, very elastic, very good rhythm, and good overstep, so it's a 7 for the walk. The trot wasn't quite as good as I expected, but was sufficient, so it's a 6.5 for the trot. The move's very correct, very straight. It's a 7 for correctness. And overall impression and development as a broodmare, I gave her a 7.5 because it's really a pretty nice mare type. And this brings her up to a total of 105 points, which brings her into the premium mare book.